Across Gippsland, this is Win News.
Tonight, Victoria records one new local COVID case as cluster hotspots explode. Infrastructure and new roads are the big winners in Borbor's latest budget, and the Valley still suffering from the Hazelwood mine fire. Good evening and welcome to Win News. I'm Amy Duggan. Also tonight, the golden bait luring Gippsland anglers to sink a line these school holidays. Current COVID settings in Victoria will remain the same as almost every state and territory around the country battles an outbreak. The state's ramped up airport controls, checking thousands of returning Victorians with red and orange zone permits.
Victoria's recorded a single local case of coronavirus, a primary close contact connected to the Epping Hospital outbreak. The state government says we're in a stable condition, but the focus is on responding to the interstate, highly contagious Delta clusters.
More than 12 million of our fellow Australians across the country are in lockdown.
Victoria's in defence mode. Health officials are stressing the importance of measures such as increased border patrols, getting tested, QR check-ins and the traffic light border permit system.
We've now issued around 7,000 red zone returning permits. We've spoken to at least 3/4 of the people holding red zone permits.
Airport checks have now been ramped up for returning Victorians and any visitors from green zones.
We now have 150 authorised officers at the airport checking arriving flights from just about every capital city.
Around the country, Alice Springs has entered a 72-hour lockdown after a suspected infected mine worker spent time at the airport, and 5 new local cases have been recorded in South Australia, but no lockdown. Despite the state government indicating last week an increase to stadium, venue and theatre capacities, Victoria's current COVID restrictions will for now remain the same.
Across the boards, our settings will functionally be exactly the same over the next 7 days.
Bonnie Barkmeyer, Win News.
Almost $40 million in capital works will be undertaken in the new Borbor Shire budget. $6 million will go towards the Warragul Indoor Stadium and $17 million will be spent on urgent road repairs.
A huge boost for community sport facilities.
Over $110 million of income and some big strategic projects in there, such as the new indoor stadium in Warragul, the Rugby New G Trail and a lot of others.
This year's Borbor Shire budget includes almost $40 million for sporting projects, including $6 million for the Warragul Indoor Stadium.
For basketball, netball, to have such a sporting precinct along that Burke Street environment. We've got the Tri Club, which is across the road. A little bit further down, we've also got the netball courts.
More than $2 million will go to the Rugby Newgie Trail project and Druin's Bellbird Park, $1.7 million to Trafalgar's Rec Reserve. Almost $17 million will be spent on vital road reconstruction and pavement repairs.
We've doubled our expenditure on road maintenance, but we've also increased spending on resheeting and resealing or sealing gravel roads, etc., etc. It's a real challenge to keep up.
A further $2.6 million will be put towards streetscape upgrades in Warragul's CBD and Druin to continue to beautify the area as it continues to grow in popularity.
That will only help to attract people to come to the area. So it's a plus for Borbor Shire and Warragul.
Ruby Cairns, Win News.
Shocking new findings have revealed many Valley residents are still living with the health impacts from the Hazelwood mine fire. The latest reports show Morwell residents in particular are living with reduced lung capacity.
The 2014 Hazelwood mine fire blanketed the valley in smoke and seared itself on the memory of those who lived through it.
We know that it was an industrial disaster that spewed toxic waste over our community for 45 days.
Since then, the Hazelwood Health Studies continue to investigate the ongoing health impacts. The latest findings published in the Respirology report show sampled Morwell residents have suffered a significant loss to their mechanical lung capacity.
Every additional 10 micrograms per cubic metre was associated with a reduction in the stretchiness of the lungs equivalent to about 4 years of ageing.
The report found the quantity of dangerous air pollutant matter that covered the region was extreme, with modelling estimates by the CSIRO detailing rates of 3,750 micrograms per cubic metre, well above the safe levels of 25 micrograms.
Exposures were very high for the first few days of the fire.
Locals aren't surprised by the findings.
It's really sad to read, but it was also a known fact. Just speaking to people in the community, we knew that ongoing issues were happening.
I think as we go forward, we're going to see more people presenting with more health issues.
The lung study forms part of a larger report into the impacts of the mine. Danielle Pope, Win News.
A new campaign is urging young Gippsland drivers to buy the safest car they can afford to address the alarming number of deaths in older vehicles. 107 lives have been lost on Victorian roads in the first half of this year, the second lowest on record. But the number of deaths of those aged between 18 and 25 has increased this year, with the majority in older vehicles that don't have key safety features. TAC research shows young drivers place the least value on safety among all of the road users when buying a car. Major upgrades to Telstra's 5G network will begin in sale this week after being postponed due to recent storms. The company halted previous plans to deliver the improvements to ensure residents could remain connected in the aftermath of wild weather. Telstra says it will keep 3G services on during the upgrades to minimise disruption. The works will be completed next week. Gippsland farmers are sowing the seeds to a greener future as many adapt their agricultural practices to benefit from carbon farming. Advocates say the sector's been successfully taken up across Australia and holds the key to future farming.
You don't need to tell farmers the climate's changing. They're living it every day.
A lot of farmers are recognising that the soil is not quite performing like it used to.
I've been here for 35 years and make no mistake, the beneficial rainfall events are becoming further apart.
The need to adapt's often led to innovation, with many farmers now taking up carbon farming.
It's managing livestock, it's managing vegetation or managing some other operations so that we either capture more carbon into our vegetation or we don't allow more to be emitted.
Farmer Niels Olsen's innovative soil renovators allowed him to grow a green manure crop alongside his cattle herd.
So it's reducing all the input costs and we're getting extra yield and we're improving the soil at the same time, and on top of all that we're getting carbon credits as well.
Sheep breeder Peter Jensch was able to more than double his flock with money he received from carbon credits by increasing the native forest around his station in western New South Wales.
More than 1,000 farmers have taken up the initiative since it was first launched 10 years ago. And the industry roadmap projects the sector will soon be worth more than $20 billion in carbon project revenue.
Danielle Pope, Win News.
A milestone has been reached in Australia's move to renewable energy, with construction starting on the nation's first wind turbine training tower in regional Victoria. New courses will be offered to help tradespeople up their skill set to fit the innovative sector.
The almost $2 million project will provide training to work in the wind industry.
It's absolutely fantastic that we've been able to work with government and industry to be able to pull this together as a first for Australia.
Construction started today on the first stage of the Asia Pacific Renewable Energy Training Centre.
A tower that will be built that will provide the basis of practical training for the workforce in wind farms. Not just safety training, but a whole range of aspects that go to the heart of what is needed by industry.
It's a partnership between Federation TAFE and the renewable energy industry.
They've developed that further and been very resolute in wanting to be the country's first in terms of providing a renewable energy training hub.
Qualified electricians, mechanical fitters and automotive technicians will be able to retrain to work in the industry.
Those people that have already got trade qualifications can actually come in here having a very intensive course and then become qualified in wind farms.
Construction of the wind turbine tower is set to finish later this year, with stage 2 of the project to commence in 2022. The next phase offers further training, including turbine maintenance and repair. Manisha Swaran, Win News.
Coming up next on Win News, concerns an export ban on mixed plastics will lead to more recyclables heading to landfill. And the golden bait luring Gippsland anglers to sink a line these school holidays.
Has Kish made the wrong dish?
That kebab is
7:30 tonight on Win.
Hi, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. From the 1st of July, A Current Affair, and in fact, all your favourite Channel 9 shows will be on Channel 80.
At Carpet Court, we've matched the latest carpet, flooring and rugs to this season's must-have edits. And right now, you can earn triple Qantas points, both in-store and online. Carpet Court, triple Qantas points ends soon.
Cold coming on?
There can't be. I have my son this weekend.
Own your cold. Work from home, so at playtime you can unlock Veronicasaurus. Soldier on sooner with Codrill.
What's going on?
eBay Tuesdays. Heaps of deals every Tuesday.
How are those reports going?
On things like noise-cancelling headphones.
We should get sushi, Carol.
It's the little things that make time together great. The friendly cook-off. The kitchen creations. And warming dishes. Coles. Value the Australian way.
The Snooze End of Financial Year sale is now on. Save up to 50% off mattresses, including Sealy, Madison and Tempur, and up to 40% off bed frames. Hurry, sale ends Sunday.
It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
All ready to go.
Coles Car Insurance is full of nice surprises. Like the fact that last year we paid out 99% of car claims. So you can get back to what really counts. Coles. Value the Australian way.
It's Saturday afternoon and Dale Proctor's come in with what he calls a bung knee. Pharmacist Frank knows it's arthritis because he's got it too. Expert training and genuine understanding. Now that's real chemistry at Terry White Chemmart.
Get Bupa Extras cover before life goes down. It's less than you think. From under $3.50 a week. Search Bupa Extras before life happens.
Right now, with the Australian Government's wage subsidy, you can save up to 50% on new employees' wages through AGA. That means, even though you pay for only this much employee, you still get this much. And with AGA, you get all the support you need to take someone on. But it won't last forever. Call AGA today. We're proudly part of Interwork Australia, your workforce solutions specialist.
You know you want to. Everybody does it. You just can't help yourself. Come on, just smile. At Miners Dental, we know what it means to feel good about your smile. And these days, there's no best age for orthodontic treatment. So ask about our no-charge orthodontic consultation. We provide personalised orthodontic treatment for all ages. At every age, at every stage. Miners Dental, taking care of your smile.
Are you going to take the vaccine?
Hell no.
We have underestimated the anti-vax movement.
One of the biggest frauds in the world.
Don't take the vaccine! You guys are dangerous people.
Who is behind the anti-vax conspiracy? Tonight on Win.
Former councillor Keith Cook has been returned to the West Ward in Baw Shire Council following the recent resignation of councillor Ben Lucas. Mr Cook was a member of the previous council and is well known for his service to the community as a volunteer and also with his role at the CFA. Councillor Cook will be sworn in next week after councillor Lucas stepped down following legal charges. Gippslanders seeking social housing could find it harder in coming years as new homes fail to keep pace with overall housing builds. Welfare advocates say it's further proof we need more housing for our growing population.
A mixed bag from the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare.
While there's been an increase in the number of social housing dwellings across Australia, there has actually been a decrease in the proportion of social households as a proportion of all households in Australia.
There are more than 400,000 social housing dwellings across Australia, with less than a third of those outside major cities.
Social housing in Australia includes public housing dwellings, community housing dwellings, state-owned and managed Indigenous housing dwellings and Indigenous community housing.
Welfare experts are concerned by the report.
We're not seeing the kinds of growth in social housing that we need to see. What is most important for us is that there is just more social housing.
Advocates calling on governments to invest both in public housing and community housing projects.
They have lots of shovel-ready projects to roll out very quickly so that we can increase the numbers of houses that are available.
They say it's not just about helping the community, but boosting the economy as well.
We know that for every $1 million invested in social housing, there's a return to the economy of $1.3 million.
Eliza Watson, Win News.
An export ban on plastics comes into effect tomorrow, but experts say Australia's waste handling sector is not prepared. It could see recyclable items stockpiled or sent to Gippsland landfill, but sustainability experts say it'll force positive change.
A ban on waste material exports starts tomorrow nationwide. It means Australia's waste can no longer be sent offshore to countries like China and Indonesia for processing.
One of the main things is that we reduce the amount of plastic that's created. So the plastic packaging in numerous forms.
Sustainability experts say these hardline policies are integral for driving important change toward building a nation more focused on renewables.
We want to see and grow and develop our resource recovery here in Australia. So it provides the right framework for us to invest more in enhancing our sorting capacity and also building more secondary processing facilities.
They're also suggesting the shift offers regional areas an opportunity to step up and become industry leaders, but government support will be needed.
The case of having to truck the waste from the recycled material from regional areas to perhaps a metropolitan area. But then again, we could set up a recycling facility here.
And experts say as industry shift to dealing with waste material domestically, thousands of jobs will be created across Victoria in line with new demand for waste and recycling handling.
There is an opportunity to grow, increase the number of jobs by 10,000 or more.
Genevieve Lamond, Win News.
This year's firewood collection season officially ends tonight, meaning wood can no longer be taken from collection areas or the roadside, despite calls from Nationals member Danny O'Brien to lift the ban, arguing it would allow residents to help with the storm clean-up. Authorities are warning against risking personal safety, with a number of tracks and roads still impacted by fallen trees after the floods. Time for sport now, and West Gippsland Bulls are training hard for the Junior State Championships this weekend, while the West Gippsland League ladder begins to take shape, leading into finals.
The West Gippsland Bulls are preparing to take on teams across the state in the Junior State Championships this weekend.
I think we have a pretty good chance. We've got a really strong team, so I'm hoping we do really well.
The under 15 and 18 girls will trek to Bendigo, while the boys will take on Shepparton. Both sides expecting some strong competition.
They're in pools, but there are a few strong teams that I'm going to be they're going to be a bit hard to beat, but maybe Hot Shots and Flames, I think.
Closer to home, round 8's match of the round came from the under 15 Aztecs and Gulls.
It was an absolute slog. It was 0-0 at half time. And eventually there was one goal that was snuck in by the Aztecs in the second half, and that was the final score for the game, 1-0.
They have so many good players and they work really well as a team together. A lot of their players go to Waverley, which is the next level up. So, yeah, they're just a really good team.
The Aztecs remain the team to beat.
A lot of the other teams, because of COVID, didn't get a lot of players, so we have done a lot better than expected, and we're second on the ladder now out of 4 teams, so yeah. It's good.
As finals approach, teams are bringing their best performances to the field.
The goals are pretty strong across everywhere, as are the Aztecs, but there's a couple of age groups where the Druids dominate and also the Warriors, so it really does mix it up.
Ruby Cairns, Win News.
The first single-turn greyhound racetrack in Australia is on course for completion in Traralgon by the end of the year after receiving $3 million from the state government and $2 million from Greyhound Racing Victoria. The unique J-track design was developed following research from the University of Technology in Sydney and is designed to minimise the risk of dogs colliding on the track. The project also includes a pedestrian underpass, central access path and new lights. 3 regional Victorian umpires have reached mammoth milestones, the trio clocking up more than 4,000 footy games across Victoria's junior and senior country leagues. But they won't be blowing the whistle on their final games just yet.
This trio of men in green have clocked up more than 4,000 junior and senior country footy games between them. Kevin Monk started umpiring in 1990 and was recognised as a life member and umpire of the year in 2003. As he approaches his 1400th match, he says there'll be no slowing down soon.
For a bloke of 76, I thoroughly enjoy it, and why my body will let me keep doing it, I'll continue to do it.
Leo McClure began his career in the same year and recently celebrated his millennium match.
Get out there and meet people, and you meet a lot of people. I've done junior grand finals and all, and a lot of wonderful kids out there.
Umpiring stalwart Tim Donnelly will soon celebrate his 1800th game. He's reflecting on his many years blowing the whistle and says at the start he was subject to strict assessments every match.
To make sure that you were consistent, and if you weren't, you got dropped.
They say they do it for fitness, the social life and to give back to the community.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge every week. You've got to be switched on.
And there'll always be standout moments they'll remember forever.
A bloke kicked the ball from the centre and it looked like a tennis ball. It was that high.
When we got onto the ground, it was just drizzly rain. By the time we finished the 3 games, we were standing in about a foot of water.
Bonnie Barkmeyer, Win News.
That is it for our sport. Chris joins us now with the weather and we've got some more cool nights on the way, Chris.
That's right, Amy. We've also got some drizzly days across the weekend. I'll have the weather details after the break.
You don't have to quit alone. You've got family to call on, mates to count on. And Nicorette's new spearmint gum, which acts fast and lasts. In fact, there are 141 fewer Aussie smokers each week. Now's the time to join the quitters.
It's tax time madness at JB Hi-Fi with over $1,100 on this massive 85-inch Samsung 4K TV smashed to $3,888. That's nuts. Grab over $450 off the latest Samsung 55-inch Neo QLED TV and stack some more tax time deals. JB, you've done it again.
This is Australia. This is Australia.
Colorbond, made by Australia.
4 out of 5 people who are blind don't need to be. A simple $25 surgery can restore sight. Please donate today to help carry on Fred's vision.
Every eye is an eye.
What started with a passenger list led me to discover the incredible story of my great-great-great Aunt Mary.
There could be more to your story too. Piece it together with Ancestry.
At Terry White Chemmart, get real deals on your favourite brands like Centrum for women and for men, Maxagesic paracetamol plus ibuprofen, and Vicks Vapor Rub Easy Applicator Ointment. Shop in store or online. Real value every day at Terry White Chemmart.
I'd like a bar of chocolate, please.
Your change.
Happy birthday, Mum.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
My wife and I wanted to escape the city and move to a coastal location.
Because Bryn was only driving a short distance to work, he tried Yui. When your life changes, your insurance should too. Yui. You insured.
Each day, around 1,000 people join Australia's best performing super fund. Why?
They've always worked hard to get me great returns.
It's Australian, it's super, and it's yours when you join today.
Perfect lawn and more time for garden projects. Robotic mowers by Stihl, only from your local Stihl dealer.
Codral provides trusted relief at every stage of your cough, cold and flu journey. Codral's day and night tablets help relieve symptoms of cold and flu to help you power through your day and get a restful night's sleep. Also try new Codral Mucus Cough Liquid for fast cough relief and Codral Actor Relief lozenges to rapidly numb and soothe your throat. Right now at Terry White Chemmart, Codral Day and Night is just $9.69. Codral and Terry White Chemmart. Now that's real chemistry.
On now at Harvey Norman, get a bonus gift card up to $1,000 when you buy on interest-free. That's right, get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend on interest-free. Shop for laptops, phones, TVs, audio, fridges, ovens, lounges, dining, beds, mattresses, rugs and so much more. Get 60 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest with 60 equal monthly payments. Plus bonus gift card valued at up to $1,000 when you buy on interest-free. Limited time only, now at Harvey Norman.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman. Everything you need in electrical, technology, furniture and bedding. Shop in store and online today.
Welcome back. Another frosty start with overnight temperatures down almost 5 degrees below the monthly average, but daytime temperatures did climb a few degrees above the average today. Our weather photo tonight is from Kathy and Malcolm. The dynamic duo captured this brilliant sunset in Sale to share with us this evening. It's wonderful work there, Kathy and Malcolm. Thank you very much. Remember to send in your weather photos. The address is weather@wintv.com.au. But for now, let's check some details from today. A little bit of patchy fog this morning, partly cloudy with a few isolated showers. In Traralgon, humidity levels stayed above 90% until after 11 o'clock. Sale showed 0 this morning, but the apparent temperature was more like -4 at about 8 a.m. and some strong northerly winds picking up in Mallacoota this afternoon, a top of 18 degrees. On the charts, a cold front crossing the Bight will approach the west tonight before slipping to the southeast and weakening early tomorrow. Looking ahead, another cold front associated with a low in the Southern Ocean will cross western and central Victoria on Friday. Let's have a look at our waters now. Mostly sunny conditions with some light winds pushing about. Checking in with the tides. Now, a low tide will be at 7:55 in the AM, the high at 2:40 in the afternoon. On to the forecast for the land, some patchy fog, a medium chance of showers about the ranges, just a slight chance elsewhere. For Warragul, 17 degrees, 17 as well there, the top for Sale. At Benzel, 7 to 18 the stretch and 18 degrees for Orbost. Now for Traralgon tomorrow, some morning fog, mostly sunny and 17, and for Melbourne, clear and blue skies. For our days ahead, Friday will be cloudy with possible showers falling as snow above 1,300 metres. Saturday looking similar, snow down to 700 metres, and then on Sunday more rain. Any snow will be falling about the higher peaks. That's all for weather tonight. Amy, over to you.
Thanks, Chris, and thanks for your company. From tomorrow, a new affiliation agreement begins between the Win Network and Nine. We switch to Channel 9 at midnight, and you can catch all your favourite Nine programs right here on 8 and 80. And you'll still be able to see Win Local News, but at the new time of 5:30, followed by 9 News at 6. Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation. Win News, Regional Australia's #1 news source.